Good evening, everybody. This is the end of day 2 this week, working on the bike. I'll show you some of the things we got done. It's not much work for a couple of days. I mean, it's a lot of figuring out exactly what I want to do. But I added these brackets in here. And this is going to be my base for my battery. So the battery will come up through here and go there. And then today we added the Omni inverter. So I had to make this bracket here, mount this, get that in place. Yesterday also we installed the, I don't really know what these are exactly. I guess this is a kill switch and on switch. I'm not sure. I've got to find out from them. There's a lot of information that seems to be missing. And then, let's see, that routes through here. This connects in. So we went ahead and mounted most of this wiring. I also made a mount for my fuse box. So that's finally getting mounted. And starting to clean up my wiring a little bit, although I have a ton of wiring left over. This needs to be hooked into the variable to the controller, I believe. It might be that it goes on the battery, but I'm not positive. So I'm going to wait on that. And as you saw yesterday, the day before, we had already mounted that. So then today, I got trying to figure out how I was going to mount my throttle, and so this is what I came up with. So my throttle cable actually stopped down here, so it wasn't very long. I couldn't get it back into here to mount it there, so I decided I'd go ahead and mount it out here. We got stuff that'll protect it, and anyway, at least I'm hoping it'll protect it, but it's pretty well mounted. Got a little bit of flex, so it shouldn't do too much, but that's it. That's the throttle for this. My cable comes out and runs over here. This is my other throttle cable. This one's going to be taken off because it's useless now. So, yeah, one thing I did have to do, my throttle cables, the stock Honda had too much cable, so I took the adjustment screw off the clutch lever, because I took that off yesterday so I could mount that those switches. And then I realized I had almost an inch of play too much, so I took this and brought it over here, mounted this in it. I'm actually got JB weld on this just so it'll stiffen it up so it doesn't flex all over the place. And anyway, so that's where we're at on that. It extended it out, gave me no free play, but that's the end of the thing. There's no adjustment in this, so yeah, I had to make it do, and that's it. So I'm going to take this off tomorrow, lubricate the hell out of these cables, get them, and then take this one off entirely. This one I may be able to use again at a later date, I'm not sure, for keep it as a backup throttle cable. But we'll see. And let's see, what else did we work on today? I ended up having to work on my lawnmower because the damn thing, I got to replace the belt. So, but that's not going to happen. I broke out the lawnmower to go down and get the trash cans and bring them up, and then ended up working on that damn thing for an hour. So that wasted some of my time. But yeah, all in all, we're moving along. I've got everything mounted on the bike from Electro except the speedometer, and I'm trying to find out if I can take the Hall sensor from this kit and mount it to, in place of the, what is it, SRV or SVR, whatever it is. This, anyway, the velocity sensor that went into the engine, it actually comes out. This is it here. So that, and I got to find out if basically a Hall sensor and this VSR are the same thing. I can't use this one, but the Hall sensor is designed to fit on the electric motor, and they both read the RPMs and then calculate the speed from that. So it may be that I can use the Hall sensor and convert it over to my speedometer, and then I don't have to replace the speedometer, I don't have to replace any of the wiring, anything. And last night I went ahead and plugged in and tested my 12-volt system. It's still working fine. So if I don't have to touch any of this wiring, well, I'm going to take all the grounds. I'm going to float the grounds, get them off the frame, so that my grounds are all connected through. I've got I call it a bus bar, you know, where it's a junction box kind of for wiring. So I was going to mount all the grounds on that, take them off the frame, get everything so none of the ground runs through the frame. It'll all run through the wires and return. That way, in the event of something happening, there's very low likelihood of a short. You know, if a positive grounds out to the frame, it won't matter because it's not grounded. But if that positive were to hit a ground wire, it would matter. So anyway, that's one of the things I've got to deal with. Get that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll mount that yeah. So if I don't have to use that DKD speedometer, and I can keep mine, because then I don't lose my mileage on it. And the only thing I'll have to do is I'll have to get a voltmeter and amp meter for the bike. That way I can keep track of how much energy I've got in the bike. So anyway, so there's the throttle and the Omni inverter, and we've got all the wiring in place and hooked up, with the exception of these two wires, which I'm not sure. These come off the Omni inverter, so I don't know whether it goes to the battery. I'm assuming it's probably going to go to the controller, but it'll come off the positive and negative terminals on the controller, I think. So this is my positive, I believe, and this is my, here's my negative. Oh, yeah, positive and negative are right up here. So those would come in from above. And then also, yeah, the mounting of the fuse boxes. So, yeah, we're kind of getting there. The bike's beginning to look like a bike again, instead of just a frame. And so we got a ways to go, and we will see what happens here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So there you have it. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go and call it a day. And sorry about that. I'm really bad about that. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day, and I'll let you guys go. All right, aloha.